What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back for the review for the Being Mary Jane finale. Okay. And the finale was called Being Pauletta. Becoming Pauletta, I should say. So basically, first of all, the show been gone for damn near 2 years, if not that. And I know they did a little where they was replaying the movie on Up or whatever, but I actually didn't watch it, okay, because I just had no time to do a refresher course. So it's like a lot of this stuff, I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel. Like I feel like if whatever, I think there was some like contract or money dispute that was going on behind the scenes that caused the whole hiatus because the movie had been done. The movie had been done. But it just I don't know, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. What I'm saying this because I hate the way that they did this. I hate the fact that this show had to end the way that it ended. It was a cute ending, but it was predictable. Okay, it was very much predictable, and if it would have came back for another, season or two, it probably would have expounded on some more things, and it felt rushed. It felt really, really rushed, and they was really just trying to put the kibosh on it. Um, like I said, it was predictable. I would have liked a little bit more. I would have liked a little bit more backstory on stuff. Like we still did. Remember when Big Didi was on the last season and she left and they had a scandal brewing and some stuff that dirty dealings that she was into? We didn't even get the closure of that. They just let her go. Was it last season when she was going back and forth with Mary Jane trying to see who was gonna be the big head bitch in charge or whatever? That shit. Like we didn't get the closure on that, but I mean, I guess this season series finale was cute for what it was. It came full circle. Mary Jane got what she wanted. She got the baby. She got the man. What wound up happening is when the show, it was two hours. That without commercial probably was an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. Because BET commercials be like 15 minutes long. But we start off because at the end of the last season, Mary Jane and Justin got into it. Okay. Um, they were up for a position that at the director, whatever, what Kara was doing, the job at the network. And the old boss was leaving out, and they left the decision up to Mary Jane to decide who was going to take that position. And it was between Justin and Kara. Kara is her best friend, came up together. She went through all thick and thin with her. They were co-workers and friends in Atlanta. They worked at Atlanta. They came to New York together, ace boon coons and everything, and then Justin just comes into the picture for the last year. That at first they had some little issues going on, a little competition, thinking that neither one liked each other, but it was built up tension that they really did like each other. And then they developed a relationship that probably was going on almost a year or whatever. And she was in a pickle. She had to decide between her man and between her best friend who was going to get this position. And she chose her best friend. And so because she chose her best friend, Justin gets in his feelings and he goes off on an assignment and don't tell Mary Jane the details of whether or not they're broken up, if they're going to go away, if he's coming back, what's happening, just left her in the dark. And so Mary Jane was like, fuck it. Since you ain't telling me shit, I'm taking this as if you done with me. Let me go. I already got my eggs, frozen and going through this process. Let me go ahead and try to implant them. And, I picked out a sperm donor. You don't want to be in my life, so I want this baby. Let me do it myself. Justin was only gone for 48 hours before he came back. Okay. And she wound up getting pregnant. That's basically what it is. She told Kyra, look, bitch, I think I'm pregnant. And Justin ain't the baby daddy. Okay. And so at this point she's in another pickle because she don't know if he gonna stay around. And throughout the whole time with her trying to discover whether or not she's pregnant or not, she can't have sex because the orgasm, will do something with the implantation of the egg and the embryo, whatever the fuck, when they're trying to, get it to work, whatever, the process, because she was going through IVF and all that shit, whatever. Okay. I was like, girl, what? Because she was trying to avoid him touching her. Instead of inserting his dick and penetrating her vaginally, she was just giving him head. Okay, she said, bitch, 3 days worth of giving head every fucking night. I'm about to get lockjaw. Okay, and she was like, why don't you try something else like the bum bum? I said, wait a minute, hold up. So we went from veggie to head to ass all that quick. Like, all right. So I said, I'm thinking Mary Jane ain't the type of person that's gonna do this shit. But Mary Jane threw Justin some lube later on that night and tooted that ass up and said, let's go. I said, wait a minute. I know you trying not to have an orgasm, but baby, you mean to tell me you couldn't you stopped yourself from having an orgasm? You don't feel nothing, like you don't get moist or whatever when you sucking his dick or whatever, and you feel like you gotta finish off, or it make you tingle, you'll just finish right there and without even touching yourself or whatever. You mean to tell me that seeing his hard dick don't make you wet or whatever like that? You mean to tell me that you really think that not sucking his dick and having sex anally ain't gonna make you come? Like, I mean, there are some women that can't come from that, and there are some who can come from that. But girl, I said, I don't know about this. Like, you like risk, and I don't. Woo, stay away. You know what I'm saying? I ain't. I eat it, but baby, don't put nothing up there. Okay, I ain't that. I ain't adventurous like that. You know what I'm saying? More power to everybody who can take it. Cause bitch, I know I couldn't. I don't want to try it. Okay, I don't want to try it. I ain't trying to offend nobody, but whew, it's a lot. It's a lot. You have to ease into that process. The way she tooted her ass up was like, listen, I done this shit before. Come on, just loop it up and slip it in. I said, no, you got to do some finger play, tongue play down there, open it up a little bit, let you relax your muscle, and then slowly put the thing in before you just, okay, let me stop. Moving on. All right. And so at this point, Justin was at the house, finna make some dinner. And then she had to go to the bathroom. She taking a pregnancy test. He coming to the bathroom. She was like, oh my God. He was like, we're pregnant. No, bitch. Yeah, she pregnant as shit. She couldn't help but she had to tell him at this point. He was like, yeah, bitch, I'm pregnant, but you ain't the baby daddy. Okay? That's just basically what it is. So you mean to tell me you couldn't wait 48 hours? 48 hours I was fucking gone and you went and got your ass pregnant. Yup. That's basically what happened. And, Justin lost his appetite. Later on that night, he came over there to her and said, bitch, basically, I love you. You're going to be the mom that you want to be. And I know you're going to be a great one, but this ain't in the cards for me right about now. So, deuces. I said, well, damn. Well, damn. And that hit home to me because, listen, I ain't gonna put my business out there, but let's just say a similar situation, and I was in the mind frame of Justin. Okay, I'm putting a little bit too much. You can figure it out. It's the same process with lesbians or whatever. You have to plan it. You have to go through certain things, or you can do it yourself. The traditional way, laying with a man, or transferring the sperm yourself or whatever. But this. I'm not going to do that. I don't like putting my personal business out there, but bitch, I would, but I'm not, okay? Because bitch, this shit pissed me off. But moving on from that, because anyway, moving on. I understood where Justin was coming from. Like, this wasn't in my plan, and you did this shit behind my back. And so, therefore, I feel a type of way. But he was getting so upset, and she was like, bitch, you the one that left me. And I was like, you know what? Mary Jane, you are correct. He did leave you, but bitch, you jumped the gun. You jumped the whole gun like this. Okay, you jumped it all the way. And I was like, both you hoes is to blame. Both of you guys are to blame, okay? Y'all both take fault in this. You both jumped the gun. One was throwing a little hissy fit, and the other one just assumed and did something out of pure emotion and without thinking, But he left. They sped it up because next time we see her, she got a little baby bump. She's taking a parenting class. She's outside, and she runs into an old boo of hers, played by Morris Chestnut, and his name was Beauregard. I said, what type of bullshit ass name is that? But okay, we just gonna call you Bo with regards. No, we just gonna call you Bo. Okay, and so they start rapping. You know, he used to be a little nerd back in his day when they was in school and college or whatever. And I guess they had some history where they went together. Mary Jane kind of fucked him over. She was more so career oriented, which we saw all of that. And he basically said the old Mary Jane didn't give a shit about family, didn't give a shit about marriage and all that stuff. She was more focused on her career. And now that we see them, what we've seen throughout the season, that switch, okay? She got her career, now she wanted her family, now she wanted the baby, now she wanted the marriage, and that's basically all that she was talking about throughout the series, okay? And she finally got that baby. It looked like she was about to get that husband because he came through. Next thing you know, he giving her massages. This is only a week later, and he going down on the bitch. Next thing you know, she riding him, stomach and all. I said, you know what? Get yours, okay? She's 7 months pregnant. She invited him to Niecy's graduation from cosmetology school. Girl, first of all, Niecy almost got herself fired, but she quit the job that she was working at because the bitch was limited. She felt like she was being limited. And people was like not really respecting her because one stylist, after she got through helping her with a client, stole one of her clients, okay, and fucked the client too because she knew what she was doing. And the owner was like, you know, the owner, when Niecy said that she quit, the owner looked really hurt, like she really saw potential in Niecy and didn't want her to go, you know. And so Niecy went down to this. I did like this part. They smartened Niecy up a little bit. She went down to this place to talk to a business manager and trying to see what steps she needs to take to own her own business. And she wound up having a connection with him, and he been you know, helping her put up a business plan. So at the you know, graduation party, at the end of it, she presented the business plan to her family. She need $50,000. She want to open up her own shop. She want to do this and do that once, you know. And they really wasn't feeling it because it's too soon. You literally just got your cosmetology license, and you know, they don't trust that it's gonna work. And she felt bad, and she felt like, you know, don't nobody care about me. Y'all don't give a shit what I do. You don't have faith in me, so fuck y'all. Okay. But later on, there was an issue going on with the grandparents, Pauletta's mama, um, because mama cheated on the daddy. Mama always had a thing for the friend that came in last season, and we found out that the oldest son is not the daddy's son. And you know, she basically chose the daddy because the other friend wasn't there no more. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. And he was in his feelings. He wanted to get a divorce. He wanted to sell the house, and you know, she was trying to get him back, and eventually she did get him back. He didn't sell the house. Well, he did sell the house to their second son. And then they put up a beauty salon room in the house so that Niece can have her little thing going, her little base of operation going up until she get her place and, you know, get all settled and she get her own shop and stuff like that. I thought that was really cute and really nice. You know, I do appreciate the fact that they changed Niecy's story around from her struggling, being a single mom of 2 kids and struggling with deadbeat ass baby daddies or whatever, and you know, making it for herself. And she finally made, you know, that lemonade out of them lemons, you know what I'm saying, and some fruit punch, you know, and with some Kool-Aid on the side too. You want to put some Kool-Aid, put a whole bag of sugar up in that bitch, okay? Diabetes is a thing, but you know, it is what it is. You know, she did that. And I appreciate that positive message that they put out there. Just because you are a single person who got kids to juggle, and you know, you're going through this struggle, it's not over for you. You can still go out there and follow your dreams and fulfill them as well. So I like that message. I guess the message is the same for Mary Jane. Well, let's just get to Kara. Kara fucked around. Orlando had to go out of town, or you know, do the little baseball that he was doing. She was getting ready one day and she just noticed that she was lotioning up or whatever she was doing. She just noticed some lumps. Okay, she said, "Bitch, something don't feel right. What the fuck is this shit?" And girl, went to the doctor and found out that she had cancer, breast cancer, but it was at a point where it had not spread to the lymph nodes. And so either she can get that breast taken off or get a bilateral mastectomy, which is a double mastectomy, both of them taken off, and reconstruction, and so that she can avoid doing chemo and radiation, or radiation and just do a little bit of chemo or whatever, and that avoid the risk of it coming back. And also she has a history because her mother had it, her sister had it, it's in her family. So she was trying to decide what to do. She didn't tell Orlando right off the bat. She didn't tell Mary Jane right off the bat. Mary Jane always coming in there talking about her. It's always about her and her news and whatever. She never really asked Kara what was going on. And that kind of bothered me a little bit until it got to the end where she finally asked her. And Kara broke down and told her what was happening. She wanted her to be the executive of her estate and all this shit. And, took her to the hospital. She did call Orlando. She finally admitted what was going on. He was still there for her and he proposed to her. And, with Mary Jane's storyline, basically, Mary Jane becomes the face. She gets more ratings and more points in the system or whatever because she's pregnant and she's embracing it and people are loving it and people are tuning in more and she's talking about baby names on TV, and then all of a sudden she gets this sharp pain. She collapses on TV. Oh my God. They had to rush her to the hospital. She had preeclampsia. They had to deliver the baby. I think give her emergency C-section. And the baby wasn't even 8 months yet. She wasn't 8 months. She was still 7 months and some, because she told Bo that she would deliver in 12 weeks. But he was a preemie. He had to be in the incubator to, they was watching his lungs, building them up a little bit. Eventually, she was able to go home with him, and Bo was just there playing daddy, okay? They trying to figure out a name and all this stuff, and, the mama had gave her a blanket from her granddaddy, and, that his mama they made for him and all this stuff, and his name was Albert, and so therefore she named him Albert. At this point, Justin was at the hospital and met up with Kara. Kara was like, "Bitch, what you doing here? You heard about, you was watching the show." That's what it was. "Nah, I heard about it. They was just everybody talking about it." "Bitch, you ain't on social media, so what are you talking about? You watched the show." He didn't want her to tell Mary Jane that, he was concerned and that he came up there to see if she was okay. He winds up taking Kara's place temporarily until she got better, okay, at the work. And so Mary Jane saw that, and then Bo runs into him. He looking like, "Oh, so this the bitch, this the Justin, okay, cool." And so they run into each other again. It was an event that was supposed to happen that they were supposed to go to. They have to do this machismo ass shit that they always do in these shows, where one gotta one up each other, and they talking shit and all this stuff, and then Bo fucked around and called him a little bitch for leaving, and then at that moment Justin punched him so goddamn hard. I said, "Bitch, I heard that shit." Okay, they start fighting, and at this point, Mary Jane and Bo get into it a little bit. He saw them all. Somebody, this guy gonna tell Mary Jane, Kara's gonna be upset at the fact that Justin came up in here and started all this mess fighting up in the workplace. And she was like, "What you mean? Why Kara gonna be upset?" Kara's gonna be upset because Kara was the one who suggested that Justin be the one to take her place. Mind you, Mary Jane had vented to Kara about the fact that he was there. Like, why is he there? And she act like she did not know. And so at this point, she confronts Kara, and Kara was like, "I saw the sparks between you. And when he came to the hospital," oh, wait a minute, he came to the hospital. Yes, he came to the hospital. He did not want me to tell you, but he still loves you and you still love him. That is your unicorn. You need to make that work." So she goes down and she goes to talk to him at his place that he brought. And they was just talking about their similarities because he did propose to her at one point. But, that didn't work out. And they wound up fucking in a barn, and that was that. They go home because The nanny had an emergency. The father got into a car accident. She had to go back there to get her baby. The baby wouldn't stop crying. They go take him in the shower, in the bathroom, let the steam hit him. He went to sleep. They talking, and somebody rang the doorbell. It was Bo. He proposing, talking about something. This is what I wanted to do. Get down on my knee and propose and do all this stuff. Next thing you know, Justin come out looking like what? Holding the baby after he was just singing the baby to sleep. And he was like, oh. So that's what it is. And then at the end of the episode, the series finale, it begins with the way that it started. She was finna get married, and we didn't know who she was getting married to. She was getting married to Justin. And that was basically it. Okay? And the reason why I was saying that I feel away about the way that it was just too cookie cutter. It was given how Being Mary Jane had started and how hard hitting it was and how the twists and turns were and complicated a little bit it was. It used to be, I think they just put this to, it felt like they just put this together just to, close it out and say that they did and had a series finale. That's what it felt like. It just felt too easy. I don't know. I wanted more. I really did want more. I mean, it was cute. It wasn't bad, but I just expected a lot more. But y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. How do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, it just really predictable for me. But yeah, you guys tell me how you felt about the series finale. Did it need a series finale? Was it too late for the series finale? Was it just right? What would you have the show in like? You tell me. I wanted it to be a little bit more complicated, a little bit more complex to make me go, oh shit, bitch. The only thing that made me go, oh shit, bitch, was finding out that Kara had breast cancer. That was it. But y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I will see you guys later. Peace.